I was looking through my knives. I have quite a few Gerbers that I've just picked up here and there. I'll start with my newest acquisition. Had to bug out, did a video on that bug out knives, and my sister-in-law gave me this. It's an old beater knife that she had, but man, I hadn't seen anything quite like it or played with it. It's a Gerber. It has a lock right here. It's assisted opening. It's very sweet. The lock keeps it locked open, and the lock keeps it locked closed so it doesn't pop open. This is nowadays my everyday carry, just because of the size, because it's assisted opening. It's a good size for carrying with me. It originally had some serrations right there. I don't know who ground them off. Might have been my nephew who's now in the Navy. I don't know. But that's my newest one. Got that one in the last few months. I have a Gerber that I bought. Thought that this would be interesting to have. I like having a folding pair of pliers around, and I bought these, and I like having a small pair of pliers, easy to access. It's got a little blade that's designed for little Phillips. You got a little slotted screwdriver. On this side it's marked serrated. There's a serrated blade on this side. The other side is a regular knife blade, and then a miniature screwdriver and a pair of tweezers. And I'm not convinced those tweezers are much use, but if I needed them, they'd be there. And I like actually having just a folding pair of pliers that are easy to access. Some years ago, I was able to make it to that big knife store in Tennessee, and I wanted a souvenir, and I don't spend a lot of money on things, but I'd seen this Gerber and decided that's the one I wanted. It's an assisted opening and a plunge lock, and I love that. I love assisted opening plunge lock. You see how small it is? That was my everyday carry for quite a while, and still use it once in a while for everyday carry. I like that Gerber. Even farther back a few years, I was looking for a good everyday carry and went into a box store and found this little flat Gerber. Man, that's easy on your pocket right there. And it's hard to open with one hand, but you can kind of make it work. It's a liner lock, and the liner sits so low down that I can't push it over with my thumb. I have to get my finger down in there to move it out of the way. But the blade is just big enough to be useful, and the profile is so slim it fits in my pocket really well. I enjoyed that for an everyday carry. I have carried for years. I don't even remember when this started, the Gerber Multiplier. I like the design of this out the top instead of the fold over like others, and I've had those too. In fact, this is my second one because I broke the jaws on my first one, and Gerber replaced them with no problem. Inside here, you've got a file, you've got a can opener, good design, you got a screwdriver, you've got a pair of scissors, which actually are very good scissors. They're small, but they are very well made, and all of these have a lock to hold them in place when they're open. Put that back in there. On this side, you've got a knife blade. You've got a Phillips, and really cool, an interchangeable blade that you can put in there. And this is called a Remington grit, Remy grit, and it's for sawing on glass and tile and just rough things like that. A lot of fun to have this Gerber. This is definitely the oldest. Frisco Shiv, it's called. I believe it's a Blackie Collins design. Yes, it says Blackie Collins right there. This, I'm guessing, dates at least to the 70s, if not the 60s. The industry that my dad worked in, he had to take care of uniforms and things like that among his other duties, and he would come across knives that people left behind all the time. In that industry, knives are not allowed anymore. All of the federal regs wouldn't allow this, but this is the kind of stuff that men used to carry with them. And my dad found that in the midst of his duties. And the Frisco Shiv by Gerber, a Blackie Collins design, it locks into the sheath right there, and you have to push this button to unlock it to hold it steady. And of course, obviously, this looks very much like a boot knife. That's, I'm sure, what it was designed for. It's missing a little medallion on this side, probably said Gerber, same as the front, Frisco Shiv. But I'll go back. A friend of mine gave me this as a gift, just out of friendship, many years ago. I don't know, 15 or more years ago. It is a Mag LST serrated. Got a back lock. Doesn't have a button to open or anything like that, but I do want to show you this. It was autographed by Pete Gerber. He engraved that. I've never used this. I've never taken it out of the box to do anything with except to look at. And I don't know if that's of great value, meaning Pete Gerber's autograph on there, but wonderful knife, good size. That's my Gerber Mag LST, and that's my Gerbers. Subscribe.